Okay. Welcome to 10. This is Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska, brought to you by the Nebraska Tech Collaborative, powered by Exarban. I'm Shauna Dorsey, the Executive Director of the NTC, here with
Brian Poppy. I work at Mutual of Omaha. We're joined today by Katrina Adams. Katrina, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing over at POC Collaborative.
Founded POC Collaborative about 4 years ago with the purchase of the Popcorn Ball Church, if folks are familiar with that. It's on 24th and Wirt. It is a historic Black church and on the national and local registry for historic places. And we actually just received a grant from the National Trust for Historic Preservation to work on restoring the building. But the reason we purchased the building was because we saw a need in the community, specifically around supporting for-profit and nonprofit businesses, especially entrepreneurs of color. And so that's where our work really focuses, is on pouring and investing resources into those individuals and organizations.
Okay.
So
this happens sometimes.
congrats on the grant. I guess it's probably the first place to start. Why is it called the Popcorn Ball Church?
So when I was little, driving down 24th Street, there's a bump out. And so they would do a fundraiser and sell popcorn balls on the side. So you could just pull over, buy your popcorn ball, and then keep on driving. And so it just got kind of labeled the Popcorn Ball Church.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I could go for a popcorn ball about now. It's been, I don't even know, probably like 3 or 4 years at least.
Oh yeah, you're overdue.
That's a pre-COVID popcorn ball is probably the last time I had one.
Okay. You good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So Katrina, I remember hearing about this idea years ago from you. I can't remember, we were at some pool party of someone's birthday. And how did you get here, and why is this so important to you? So can you just give us a little bit of background about you and how you got here?
Yeah. So I am born and raised in Omaha. I've tried to leave twice. I went to Kansas City right after high school for college and drove home every weekend. My mom was like, dude, just save me the money. Come on home. So I did. And then I got an opportunity through my job at Info Group to move to Atlanta and work with SunTrust Bank and Coca-Cola as an email manager. So I did that. And then ended up coming back to Omaha as a train dispatcher for Union Pacific. So all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that wasn't my calling. My calling was with community. And so I joined a foundation and did community work and recognized we have a lot of really passionate people in our community that have amazing talents, but maybe not the technical training to be able to access the resources to grow those talents or to turn those passions into profit. Mm-hmm. So that is the seed that was planted and that I've been nourishing and intending to over the last several years, is to cultivate those resources and then to provide them with as few barriers or low barriers as possible, because a rising tide lifts all boats. Mm-hmm. And that's what community is about.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess tell us that certainly leads you up to the founding of POC Collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
What have y'all been doing since recognizing that need, acquiring a building, and then being let's get to work? What's the work look like?
So really quick. So POC is founded on, people always ask what does POC stand for? Because they don't want to assume. So we are a point of connection for people of color to leverage the power of community to protect, organize, and create. And the way that we do that is through entrepreneurship. It's through the preservation of that building. It's through modeling the things that we want to see in our community. And so what that looks like, again, is the church acquiring spaces and places where we come together for fellowship in whatever form that takes, but also investing in the economic fabric of our community. And so it's been relationship building. It's been talking to people. It's been listening to people, and then designing programs or workshops or supports, one-on-one supports that meet those needs versus assuming or trying to paint with broad strokes.
So speaking of programs,
mm-hmm.
You want to tell us about Ignite?
Sure. Ignite Community Business Academy is a new program for the Omaha metro area. The curriculum is 20 years old. It was designed by Rising Tide Capital. It's in 16 other communities across the country: New Jersey, Wichita, it's Chicago, Phoenix. Like it's all over, and it really focuses on urban entrepreneurship and investing in the resources that urban entrepreneurs need to launch and grow their businesses. Our program is a little bit different than some of the programs that are around that are more foundational. Like, what is an entrepreneur? Like, what's a business plan? What kind of mindset? And our program really teaches about how to operate the business, how to shift the mindset from hustling and just making ends meet to how to like be planful and forecast and think through and be prepared as much as you can, so that way when something unforeseen comes up, you can spend energy there and not trying to just do the daily operations. It's a 12-week program. Our first cohort launches that is incorrect. Our first cohort launches March 14th. We're doing info sessions now, and we welcome entrepreneurs of any stage, whether it's, again, an ideation or whether they've been around and just kind of want a refresher.
So can you talk to us a little bit about how, when I think about the Nebraska Tech Collaborative,
Mhm.
it's really impossible for us to do all things. Like, it's just not a reality. We would be very unsuccessful. So what are some of the partnerships that you're leveraging to help get the work done that you want to get done?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we recognize is that it's not like we are not meant to be all things to all people. Like
Mhm.
that, it's not a wise decision, because we won't be able to be excellent at the thing that we're good at. So what we're really trying to do is, in addition to our programmatic work, is to partner with and work with and collaborate with. By the true definition of those words, with others, to say, what are you really great at? What services are you really great at? And how can we create a pathway for entrepreneurs to access the resources they need and move forward or level up, or whatever the term you want to use is, versus bouncing back and forth between and piecemealing things together? How do we create a support system and an ecosystem that is reflective not only of our community, but is also responsive to its needs?
And do you have any that come to mind?
So like Nebraska Enterprise Fund, for
sure.
instance, numbers scare me a little bit.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. And so to be able to say, hey, this organization has gone through this planning and they understand cash flows, they understand their numbers, and they are ready for support with accessing capital, to be able to do a warm transfer and hand them over to someone that I know and trust, feels really good, versus just saying, okay, you're done, see ya.
Right.
Being able to know that they've got support the entire journey is really important to us. So Nebraska Enterprise Fund, Omaha 100, even No More Empty Pots. It's really about like being responsive to what communities need and what the entrepreneurs are facing.
So, boy, it might be helpful to have like a success story. Like, do you have somebody like that you're like, boy, we really, one of the things that we did is we connected this person to any one of those partners or anybody else for that matter.
Yep. So, Nele Sudar, he is a immigrant from the former Yugoslavia, participated in one of our initial entrepreneurship training programs, and called Let's Create, and really just was able to understand what he needed to do and the shifts that he needed to make to be able to transition from his full-time job to his stump grinding business. So he grinds stumps, and it's like, well, how do you make that into a full-time business? Well, you think about your partnerships. He's like, do I want to chase clients, or do I want to partner with arborists and landscapers, so when they need help, they call me? And that then gives him a solid customer base that he works with. So once he made that transition, he actually was able to go to Nebraska Enterprise Fund and get a loan for more better equipment. And it was amazing. And he transitioned his passion project into his full-time job.
Yeah, and it's cool to see too when entrepreneurs find the skill or service that they can provide to support other business owners so that they can be more effective and not say, now I'm a landscaper and I need to go buy this expensive piece of equipment I'll only use every once in a while, So smart. Love it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Specialize.
Yes.
Nice little twist there. Katrina, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you.
Thank you.